केलं चालू.
So hello everyone. Today my group is going to present a small case study on the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. So he was the co-founder of Apple and was born on February 24, 1955. Was born in San Francisco. Was later adopted by Paul Reinhold and Clara Jobs. He had four children. So talking about his education, he was in the Cupertino Junior High School. Then further he studied in the college named as Yale College. So at his early age, he was interested in electronics. He was a fast learner as he learned to read as a toddler. Uh, he had difficulty in making friends. He also hated school and was mischievous. And he met Steve Wozniak at the age of 18. So work life, he joined the Atari as a technician in 1973. Also traveled to India in 1974 at the Neem Karoli Baba. Jobs, Wozniak and Ronald Wayne founded Apple Computer Company in 1976. CEO John Sculley and Bob wanted Jobs to be removed from the Apple. Steve Jobs left the Apple on September 1985.
So, talking about the funding, Steve Jobs arranged the
So,
initial funding
uh,
for Apple through a combination of personal connections and creative strategies. In 1976, he sold his VW microbus, and Steve Wozniak sold his HP Scientific calculator to raise about $1,300. This gave them the initial capital to build the first Apple computer. They also sought investments from friends and family. One significant early investor was Mike Markula, a former Intel executive who provided $250,000 in exchange for stake in the company. Markula's business expertise and financial backing were crucial for Apple's early growth, helping them in establish a solid foundation to develop and market their products. So, talking about his achievements and all the companies he made, he founded Next Incorporation in 1985. He funded the graphics group Pixar in 1986. Then Pixar produced films like Toy Story series, A Bug's Life, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, Cars, Wall-E. Then Apple bought Next Incorporation in 1997. Steve then became permanent CEO of Apple in 2000. Some people were scared of him after his return because he became the face of the company. Talking about his employment, when it was in his early ages, Apple had a couple of employees. The corporation began initially with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Some others formed part of the company too, like Ron Wayne, who joined but soon left the company shortly after it was founded. Over time, the company needed to add many employees to carry on growing in efficiency. By the end of the first year, Apple already boasted around 40 employees. The company rapidly expanded in the following years, employing thousands as it accelerated towards becoming a leading player with the technical world. At that time of 1980 IPO, Apple employed more than 1,000 workers. The workforce was still increasing in large numbers in the following decade. Why he did start Apple? Steve Jobs was inspired to start Apple by a blend of his interests, people he met, and pivotal experiences that shaped his vision for personal computing. The Homebrew Computer Club, Jobs was exposed to a community of tech enthusiasts and hackers at the Homebrew Computer Club in Silicon Valley. This group believed in making computer accessible to individuals, not just corporations or academia. Jobs and Steve Wozniak, his friend and co-founder, saw the potential for computers to be used by regular people. How influence of Steve Wozniak affected Apple? Wozniak was a brilliant engineer and the brains behind the first Apple computer. He had designed a personal computer which became the foundation for the Apple. Jobs recognized the commercial potential of Wozniak's work and convinced him to partner in founding Apple. These are some of the inventions of Steve Jobs. He invented the mouse for by Apple. This was the first generation of Apple mouses, the iMac, the iPad, the iPhone, the first generation iPod. Here are some motivational quotes about Steve Jobs.